One. Welcome back to this pick.
Welcome back to the show, you guys.
And we're going to be doing our recap of free agency and trades that are made in this offseason. First things first, I want to talk about the trade for Beckham going to the Browns. I think that's an absolute steal for the Browns. I don't really understand what the Giants are doing. I guess they wanted to get Beckham out of there because he thought he was causing too much of a problem, which I kind of disagree with. But they think Peppers is a really good safety, which he's all right, and they really think they got a good deal with that first round pick, which is gonna be a mid first round and a bad third round. So I don't know. I kind of thought the Browns got absolute steal, got one of the best receivers in the NFL, going with a really young quarterback that's gonna be really good, and pairing with his buddy. And that's one of the big holes the Browns really needed. So I think that was an absolute steal. I don't really understand what the Giants are thinking, but hey, that's what happens when it's how good teams get better and bad teams stay bad, is they make stupid trades like that.
I think, honestly, the reason why that deal even went through is I think they were just trying to get rid of Beckham as fast as possible. Because you could just kind of tell there wasn't a whole lot of thought into what they won, this and that, and they weren't making I mean, maybe they were, but it just doesn't feel like they were trying to find any other trades. They were just trying to find the one they liked and was like, here, just take him, pretty much. And that's the best player on your team. I don't know what you're doing. You got to get the best value out of him. So I don't understand why they did that. But if you want him out of New York, well, you just did it. So, and I think that's a great place to go. He's with one of his best friends, and Juice Landry, and I think that's going to make a great combo. I think that's going to help Juice even better because, like I said, he's going to have a little friendly competition with Beckham now, and I think it's a great, like Adam said, I think it was a great opportunity for the Browns, and I don't know what the Giants are thinking, but they better do something because their best player's off their team now, so I don't know what they're going to do now.
Antonio Brown got traded to Raiders. Other bad trade, I thought, but I think it was a different situation. That was unattainable. Antonio Brown couldn't be in that locker room next season, so still is this kind of what they can get. Raiders, man, they get one of the best receivers in the league as well. I don't fully understand what the Raiders are doing though, because I thought they were going to do the Patriot thing of pay your quarterback top dollar and kind of go with role players everywhere else, but they're not doing that. But when you get an opportunity to get a really great player for a low value, I understand where they're coming from to a certain degree.
I mean, it's a great opportunity for the Raiders, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like him being there, and I don't know why. I don't think it's a good fit for Antonio. But then again, I could be wrong. They could have he might have great chemistry with Carr, and things might go well. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird to me, I guess, for him to be in a Raiders uniform and just be a Raider. I kind of figured he would go to the NFC, somewhere in the NFC, like the Niners or teams like that, somewhere in the NFC. And that's what a lot of rumors were saying too. They were trying to get him out of the AFC so they don't have to see him and things like that. Well, they got to see him now. So, it was a great move for Raiders. I agree with Adam. I don't think the Steelers got the best deal out of that, but it seems like all these top-notch players are not getting what they should out of them. But hey, like I said, it's a steal for the Raiders, and good job for the Raiders.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get into free agency. Lev Bell signed with the Jets. I think that was a great move by the Jets, getting Sam Darnold some help. Really a favorable deal for the Jets to a certain degree. Lev Bell gets paid, so good for him.
Yeah, I think overall the Jets has made some great free agency pickups. Like you just mentioned, they got Le'Veon Bell, which was great because he needs help. They need a running game, and C.J. Mosley was a great one that they picked up as well. And there's another one that I really liked that they got, Henry Anderson. Anderson, he's really good too. So that was some great pickups for the Jets. I think they've done so pretty solid so far in the free agency.
Yeah, Earl Thomas signed with the Ravens. It kind of came out of left field, but
Yeah,
that was a great signing. Still one of the best safeties in the league, future Hall of Famer. So they're really replacing Weddle with honestly a better player in my eyes. So
yeah,
he's gonna show that he's a amazing safety still. I think he's
Yep.
gonna add to a really good defense already. Trey Flowers went to the Lions. I think this is a good pickup. I think he's a bit overpaid, but I mean, you got money to spend, and you want to have a guy that's going to be good and a real culture setter. So, if you want to be a Patriots light, get some Patriots.
right.
So I like that move.
Yeah, one of my top favorites has been the Jaguars getting Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I think that was a great job. Bortles is just not the guy, man.
No.
And I think they finally figured that out. And yeah, that was a great job getting Nick Foles. Hopefully we get the same Foles that we seen in Eagles. So I think so. So yeah, that was a great job by the Jacksonville picking up him.
I think that's a great job as well. I think that makes him a Super Bowl contender in my eyes.
Yep.
I'm actually really high on Nick Foles. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think he got Jeff Fisher when he was at the Rams and destroyed his confidence.
Yeah.
And he had to get his confidence rebuilt. So I think he's going to do pretty good with the Jags.
Yep.
Landon Collins signed with Washington. I don't really like this signing, but I understand they want to be Alabama light with the NFL version. He was a good player a couple years ago, but NFL's changing. You don't need box safeties that can't really cover very well as much as you used to. But he got really paid, and I mean, good for him, man. Prove me wrong. I think he has an opportunity to play really well.
That, and I've actually been hearing rumors that they might trade away Norman. So I think if they do that, that's kind of why they got him, is kind of another guy that's really solid at secondary that can help that secondary. Because there was rumors that coach and all them want to break ties with him, but the owner doesn't. He says he's has too much of a star power to him, to where they'll let him go. So he might go, he might not. But I think if he does leave, I kind of think that's their way of making up for it in a way, I guess.
Anthony Barr, we signed with the Vikings. He initially was going to go to the Jets, but changed his mind at the last minute. Anthony Barr was a few years ago was one of the better linebackers in the league. He's been kind of struggling the last 2 years and been hurt and hasn't been playing as well. But I think if he can get back to his ways, definitely think he's going to be really good for Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ryan said, C.J. Mosley signed with the Jets. I think he's a bit overrated in my eyes, but I still think he's a really good linebacker. And that's going to add to a Jets team that's going to have a pretty good defense in my eyes.
Yeah, I think honestly he kind of got a little overpaid in his contract with them. 5 years, $85 million. I don't think he's worth the whole 85, but let's see though. He is a solid player, but let's see if he's worth it.
Yeah. Go two more before we go to break. KJ Wright, we signed to Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. He's still a good linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to probably retire. A Seahawk, and the last one we're going to talk about until we go to break is Sheldon Richardson signed with the Browns,
Yep.
which I absolutely love this signing. He does have some character concerns, and he kind of plays when he wants to, but when he really plays really hard, he's really, really good. And it adds to a hole that the Browns had as D tackle, and really that's a really good defensive line, honestly, if they can all stay healthy and play at their potential.
Yeah, it's kind of what Adam said. If he can actually put his effort into it, he can play really well. So yeah, man, that just makes that defense that was already kind of solid even more solid. So yeah, man, people better look out for the Browns, man.
All right, we're gonna go to a break and we're gonna come back. Welcome back to This Is Pick.
Welcome back to the show.
We're gonna be talking about free agency. Our second part, the Honey Badgers signed with the Chiefs. Love this signing. I still think he's a really good player. The Chiefs needed a safety that's going to be able to cover the field, which Honey Badgers still can do in my eyes. They did cut Eric Berry because he just can't stay healthy, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
they really needed a safety, and they got a really good one in my eyes.
Yeah, man, I have to shout out my Packers, man. I think they've done a great job with this free agency as well. Picked up two great outside linebackers in Preston Smith. He was a former Redskin. And Zadarius Smith, I think that was the best one as far as picking a linebacker could go, man. For making up for Clay Matthews. Of course, he signed to the Rams. Got my buddy. But hey, man, he did some great years. But man, that's a great job in getting him. He was absolutely enormous player for the Ravens, and he did an amazing job last season. So I can't wait for that. And getting Adrian, what's his name? Adrian Amos, I think it's
One of the best safeties yet.
I think that's the best one so far that we picked up. If we get better than that, great. But I don't know much better than that because he had an amazing season for Chicago. Like he was like #1 in like pass defense, so and like
His,
block passes or something like that.
This last season, he was one of the better safeties, and the season before, he was the second best safety in the league by Pro Football Focus. So he's been the third best safety the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, pretty sure.
By PFF. So he's really good.
Yeah, so to add it with those young corners and add to that veteran leadership of his, man, that's great. I can't wait to see our defense. But yeah, I think the Packers did really good in free agency picking up those defensive players.
Joyner signed with LaMarcus Joyner signed with the Raiders. He's still a good player, but he's not great. I think he got overpaid, but Raiders needed a safety, so good for him. Telvin Coleman signed with 49ers. I think that's a really good underground
and they got him for cheap.
And they got him for cheap, which I think that was a steal. So he's going to add a lot to that running game. If the running back that got hurt last season, I can't think of his name top of my head.
Brea?
Something like that.
Breda?
If he's not the same guy he was before he got hurt, maybe Coleman might have himself a starting job. So I love that signing. Darby re-signed with the Eagles. If he can get back to being a really good player, he's been having a lot of injury concerns. But if he played like he was playing when Eagles won the Super Bowl, I think that's a really good signing. Looking like Darrell Williams re-signed with the Panthers, which I think that's a great signing. He's one of the better right tackles in the league. Then he got hurt last season. He kind of tore his ACL in training camp, and he tried to play on it, and he completely tore it. Which I think he shouldn't have done. I think he should just shut it down, but he didn't. And I think that really cost him, honestly. But yeah, Panthers still got a really good right tackle if he can come back and stay healthy.
Right. Just to go back on the 49ers, they did a really good job on defense as well, picking up Kwan Alexander. I think he's a really solid player. Came from Bucks. 4-year, 54. I think that's pretty reasonable. And I think a really solid pickup too is D Ford, but I think they kind of overpaid for him a little bit. Maybe he can, like I said, add up to that. I hope he does. But $5 million, 87 or 5 years, $87 million. It's a lot for
a lot of money for a guy that's only played at elite level one season. So,
that's what I'm saying. So
I mean, I wouldn't have signed him for that huge contract like that. But I mean, he had a ton of potential coming into college, and maybe he finally figured it out. So good for him, man. If he's played really well, 49ers other team has an amazing defensive line, but we'll see.
I think Quan Alexander is definitely a really good.
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
I think they got him for the cheap too.
Roby signed with Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I like that pick. He still a decent corner. He didn't play as well when Talib left.
Yeah.
And he had to be in a starting position, but maybe a new scenery could help him out when it comes to the Texans. Roger Stafford, he signed with the Titans, unfortunately, for my Rams.
Yeah.
He's been a really good guard, but you can't pay everyone, so I understand why they didn't pay him top money. Hicks went to the Cardinals. I like that pickup. He's been really good. He just cannot stay healthy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we already talked about Quan Alexander, and the last one I'm going to talk about is Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater. Sorry. He re-signed with the Saints, and that's a great pickup as well.
And they got him for the cheap too.
Yeah.
1 year, 7 million.
Drew Brees can't play forever, so if
Right.
he struggles this season, maybe Bridgewater can be their great gateway quarterback and maybe lead that team for a few more years.
Yeah. There's a few I want to end off with. I think a really good one was about Baltimore. They picked up Mark Ingram. Finally, they got a solid back. I think he's pretty solid, and that's the problem. They've had good running backs. They just haven't been solid through the season.
Yeah.
And I think Mark Ingram is a solid running back. So, 3 years, 15 million. That's a steal. Another really good one was by Tennessee picking up Cameron Wake. 3 years, 23 million. I think he's still a solid player. So that's going to be a great pass rusher for the Titans. And Terrell Suggs, man, that was crazy. I did not expect him to go anywhere else. I honestly thought he was going to retire with the Ravens, but he's gonna play another year and gonna play with Arizona. I thought that was crazy. I did not expect that.
When we talk about the Trent Brown signing, I do not like this signing. 4 years, $66 million.
Oof.
36 million guaranteed.
So much.
One of the biggest tackle contracts ever for a guy that really has only been good for one season with, you can argue, the greatest offensive line coach ever with the Patriots. So
Right.
I don't know. We'll see, man. But I don't like that signing. I don't like how much they paid him.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be a really good lineman. Sorry, for that much money, I think that was really overspending for the Raiders,
Yeah.
especially because they have arguably the worst offensive line coach in the league with Tom Cable. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Another really good one actually by the Chiefs was Alex Okafor. I thought that was a really good pick too. He was balling out, so I think that was really good for them. Before I close, man, just want to thank Clay Matthews and Randall Cobb for what they did for the Pack. If anybody don't know, I'm a huge Packers fan, so it's kind of been a rough week, man. It's been a really weird week. Clay Matthews has been one of my favorite players on Packers for years, and he's like I said, he went to the Rams, which is a great pickup for the Rams.
Yeah.
And Randall Cobb moved on to the Dallas Cowboys, which is my dad, my family are big old Dallas fans, so that's perfect. He stays kind of in our household, so I'm all right with that. So, but I just want to thank those guys for what they did for the Pack Nation, man, and they were great players when they were with us, and hopefully they can keep that going with these teams. I would love to see Clay play really well with the Rams and possibly even get a ring, so that'd be awesome. But thank you to those guys, and the great free agency though, man. Packers definitely used it wisely, I would say.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that'll finish it for me. Please like and subscribe. Chris would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. See you on the next one.